Yeah. How we doing, sir?
Yeah. What's up with you?
Not too bad, not too bad. We here, we over here, we over here.
How you feeling, man? How's everything?
Do you know what? It's been quite really positive. I've been doing a lot of schemes, a lot of stuff within the community. One of my friends from organized.
Okay.
We're just going into the heart of the problem. We've come from an area like that. We've come from their state, so we thought, like, you know what? How can we implement it in the sense of getting that real role model, the real key people to go out there and work with some of the young people that we know what's going on. It's not like someone else coming in from another area saying, I'm a youth worker, I want to help you. We actually come from that area. We could actually identify with them. We've actually gone to the same secondary schools, same primary. Your same park was the same park that I grew up in. So there's a lot more identifying where we can help our people more. So that's been a great thing. And just really pushing forward and making people understand. I just put out a track not too long ago called Dear Younger. And it was just basically a track to young people to say that we love them. And I'm sorry, you know, I was just basically saying to them, I'm sorry that I didn't have the tools to guide you. I'm sorry that when I was going through it, I was showing you the wrong way. I'm sorry that, like, I showed you how to sell drugs, but I didn't tell you how to run a business. I'm sorry that I showed you the wrong way, but I didn't show you about having a mortgage. I showed you so much, like, you know, money is power, but knowledge is power. So it was like so much things that I had to get off my chest, and everyone's just like, you know what? That's been such a great message for the young people. So I think for me, it's about the music and how we influence our people. And I remember me and you were just talking about, like, you know, the music nowadays and everything. And what I realized and what hurts me a lot is I will put out that track and it's getting quite a good feedback. But I know if there was another person talking all that gang stuff, you know, really putting down our community, talking about drugs, that would get 1.7 million views tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Where
Right.
I'm giving a positive something that can help our people, that can grow our people, and it will get, like, you know, 2,000 views, 3,000 views, which for me is still positive because I'm the type of person that I don't look at what I do for views. I look at what I do for a message. I look at what I do to help
Right.
people and have a platform. So my question would be to you, because we always look at it from America's point of view, in the sense of we always, no matter what, even though we've got a kind of like our grime culture now. I don't know if you've been hearing about grime lately, and we've got a lot of artists that's coming out now, but it was predominantly rap. We used to always look at America and always look towards America. How do you feel that the music influences our young people today? Because we still listen to a lot of American artists, even though a lot of you guys wouldn't think, but we listen to all of you guys. Like, there's some of the artists that you wouldn't even think the UKs are listening to. We are listening to. Like, I was that type of kid that was listening to Jay the Kid, Styles P, Tupac, Biggie, you know the ones there, Nas, like the list goes on, do you know what I mean? So, like, would you, like, I would say that I went down a path that I didn't understand the path that I was going down. Would I really blame it on the music? Because a lot of times I was hearing in the lyrics back in the day, they were talking about drugs and killing, but I didn't really go and kill someone. So a lot of people say now that, oh, it's the lyrics is making kids kill each other. What do you believe? Do you believe that the music is influencing our kids like that?
Well, I think first, congratulations to you, man, on everything you're doing, man. And it's an honor to, sit and speak with you, man. You being a young man, you know what I'm saying, and me being an older man, you know what I mean. It's always great. Hold on one second, brother. My kids, boy, it's
No,
like they
no
know.
worries. I got mine in the front room as well.
It's
I
like
told her that,
as
stay in
soon
the
as I
front room.
do this,
Stay in the
like
front
they know. They like, hold on, give me 1 second.
No worries. But I
Go
know
ahead.
you guys are still watching, so I think this is most important. Like, two guys that are looking after their young kids, that know what needs to be done about encouraging our young people to push them forward. And that's what's positive right now, that I can, that there's two men, strong men, that are there for their kids and they're supporting our people. So going back to the question is, like, how much do you think our music influences our young people?
So I think what it is I look back to my childhood, right? And I grew up with rap music too, but it was
Yeah.
like a mix. It had Public Enemy, I had Poor Righteous Teachers, KRS-One, then it was NWA and Ghetto Boys and a lot of that. And I think how much music did play a part in my life, because music was my friend at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember getting my first cassette tapes and all that, and like that's all I did all day every day. So, and I can remember actually being in the streets, you know, getting high, listening to certain music, and it was like that music would put me in a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It would put me in a zone to,
Yeah.
you know, either build up my courage or like condense that fear in me if I was going to go do something I had no business doing. You know, so I think, you know, it wasn't as much, if there wasn't no internet then, it was more censorship. You know, you couldn't see and hear these things on the radio and TV as consistently, you know, brainwashing you over and over all day. And I think that's the problem. Not the lyrics and the fact that the lyrics have changed that much, nor the fact that it's not really, I don't look at it like it's the artist's responsibility neither. I think,
you know, a lot of people,
family,
you know, it's the artist's responsibility, it's their fault, and I would sit there and say, yeah, some of the lyrics and some of the stuff, but how comes we don't look at it as a positive in the sense of there's certain rappers that are using this as a platform. They're speaking about their life, and unfortunately, it's been hard, but they're trying to give themselves a platform to get out and to better their life. And I always feel like we just blame them and be like, oh, it's your fault. And like, well, it's your parents' fault. And because if you didn't really like the music, then don't make your child listen to it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So we need to take some ownership a little bit as well and not fully blame the artists. What about the media? What about the people that are actually saying to these guys when they sign the contracts, we want you to talk about
the media
gangs? Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying, what about the media when they sign contracts, like they told the kids that we want you to talk about the gangs and we want you to talk about the chains and killing each other. How comes we ain't blaming them?
Yeah, and it ain't even as much as them saying this is what you got to do. But if you see somebody like, you know, say Talib Kweli or not even Common Sense, because he do a lot of movies, and not saying Talib don't do a lot, or Most Def and stuff like that. But they just, you don't see them in the news as often. You don't see them being celebrated as often. They probably have more money than a lot of artists that we think have money. But the way they glamorize it and the way they perpetrate it in videos and TV and the news, you know, make a young child believe, oh, okay, they're rich by talking about celebrating this gang culture, or they rich by talking about homicides. But let's talk about Bobby Shmurda, you know, who ain't getting back out. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about his little crew. You know what I'm saying? Got a body just a week ago. You know what I mean? Now the feds is listening to your music and they paying attention to your Instagram and your Facebook, and they running down on you and they building a case on you. But I think the media has the most vicious, they play the most vicious role in this game, because people take the media like God's word. If you see something on the news, God said it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when I was young, you couldn't, you know, the most intense thing you may see on TV was something like, I don't know if you remember a sitcom called Three's Company. You know what I mean? With Jack Tripper, and it was like him and he stayed with two girls and it was like flirtatious. But now you can watch something popular on MTV like Teen Wolf, and you have two male boys that are strong athletes, you know, and they kissing and hugging each other. Then you got the girls and they friends and they making love with each other. They making out with each other. And that's a part of media. That's a part of television. And when they constantly pushing this message, this is what's being embedded in the young children's minds, and they believe this is right. And we're talking about violence and sexuality. So the media is pushing that agenda on our
definitely pushing that agenda on our youth. And for me, and I would feel like for us, like, how do we get back to the culture? Because I was speaking to a couple of my young people and I was like, name me an R&B track. And it was just like, what? And I was like, name me an R&B song. And they couldn't name me one. Oh, but Drake? No, Drake's not R&B. Oh, Rihanna? That's not R&B. Like, you don't get the jagged edge, the you know, the Sister Soul, and, you know, like the real R&B, you know, like Barry White's and all the rest of it. Where's the love? Where's the heart of what we also had? Do you know what I mean? We had pain, but we also had another side as well. And I feel like that's lost with the music. We don't see no hope anymore. Like, a lot of our kids, what they listen to is shit. I don't even know. The message is just so negative now. There's no positiveness coming out of it. That's why I respect people like J. Cole, and I respect people like Kendrick that will try and break it and be like, you know what? There is other positive things we can look at. There is other things that we can go and talk about. We don't have to just keep talking about the area or talking about the roads. But what do you feel about artists that are in the industry that can help a little bit? Do you feel like, even though it's not their responsibility, do you not feel like they can go out there and speak to some kid and the truth, like you said about Bobby Shmurda, and why can't they tell the truth and be like, do you know what, guys, it ain't made that way, it's meant to be, like, do you know what I mean? And you can actually get into prison, and, do you know, a lot more behind the scenes. But all we do is get the chains, get the nice cars, get all the girls, but they don't tell them about when they didn't get the good record deal, and if not, they didn't hardly get any money, and they worked for nearly enough 6-7 years in a contract that they tried so hard to get out of, and all these kind of things that no one tells our young people about. We just told them about the nice stuff and the glory stuff.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point. One thing I do like Meek Mills just now, he had some great interviews, and he was like telling the people, like telling the young boys, like, yo, it's not a, go ahead, please, son. Yes. He was telling the young boys, like, about not getting high, you know, about not popping perks, about, you know, chilling out. Like, when you blessed and you having fun, you know, relax. Like, it ain't about getting high. It's not about, you know, shooting out. Then he had a video where he said, you know, everybody, you know, the young boys, they see Meek Mill with 6 foreign cars. They don't know Meek Mill got good credit. He was like, you know, so he's talking about these things, and it seems realistic because he's not Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? He really from the dirt and North Philly. You know what I'm saying? And he's still young enough for the young people to understand. But yes, I feel like the artists need to do more, I guess, seminars or more speaking engagements and tell the reality of, you know, what that business is like, what it's like to travel, you know, 30 weeks out the year, you know, what it's like to be slave to a record contract and to an industry that really don't love you. You know, what it's
and
like
sometimes it's preparing for it as well, because some kids might not want to do it once they find out. You know, when you find out and you talk to a celebrity, they would say to you, Chris, you know what it's like to have a camera flash in your face, to leave your house and everybody's always on you. You can't do this, you can't do that. You're always been on watch. Some people might be like, bro, I didn't even know it was that bad. But you don't know it unless you actually show people and say, do you know what? Yeah, you got to work hard for it, but it's not all what it's made out to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very fast. It's very, very difficult.
Their whole life is under a microscope. Look what just happened to Usher. Look what just happened to Bobby Valentino. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is public. Your sex life, the things you like, you know, your weaknesses, your desires, everything is public. And there's so many businesses behind the scenes of the artists that people not even telling these kids, you know, these are opportunities for you out here. You could be other than, you don't have to be the one on the stage. You know, I know cameramen that make millions of dollars in real life.
Serious money. Serious money.
Yeah.
Of course. You don't always have to be the frontliner. And sometimes I try and teach my kids that. Sometimes I say to my kids, you want to be the guy that's, if not writing the contract to that person. Like, what's his job? What's that director's job? I want his job. Who's signing you the checks? You want to have his job because that's a good job. Like, because if you're getting paid, he's getting paid. So there's other things where we always, I feel like within our community, within my kids that I speak to every day, if they don't want to be a footballer or a rapper, they don't want to be anything else. But it's because I believe that they don't